So, thank you for having me back already. And as I said, after last year, it is really an enjoyment to be here. There is several reasons behind that. First of all, what I'm allowed to do, and I say what I'm allowed to do as the CEO of QuantumBasel, summarizes everything I did in my career. And to be in a field like quantum computing, to be in a field like innovation, and to collaborate with global partners and strong partners like D-Wave makes really the job an enjoyment, if I may say so. So I want to show you a little bit what we are doing at QuantumBasel, and you see here our innovation campus, Uptown Basel, in an animation or a visualization of it, how it will look in a couple of years. But I think the most important fact about it is that this, at the same time, is D-Wave's new European headquarters. So we are here privately invested on an innovation campus, completely privately invested by one family, by the family Stechelin from Basel, and they said they want to give back something for the community, they want to give back something for a country, and they want to do something against the potential deindustrialization of a nation. So they've invested $500 million Swiss francs in the founding of Uptown Basel. And the vision is to bring companies together so that on a long run, on a very long run, perhaps there might even be again a Nobel Prize in Switzerland, which came out of research, which came out of innovation, of partners like all the companies we want to bring together. There are two aspects which are important for the family. One is sustainability, and the other is novel technologies or technologies of the future. Because the investment horizon is not now, this year, next year, or next decade. The family Stechelin is doing this not for their kids, but perhaps for their grandkids, and as I said, on a long run, against the potential deindustrialization. So, when I look forward, when I explained to the family Stechelin, hey, we should do something in quantum computing, and I'm a computer scientist, I'm not a quantum physicist. Frankly, nobody understood what I've been talking about, because this was a couple of years back, and even on this chart you see quantum computing back then was 5-10 years ahead. So I've explained what it is all about and why we think that quantum computing and sustainability belong together. Because when you think that sustainability, and we are very sustainable at our campus. We have the energy from power plants, from water power plants. We reuse from the heat of the energy to heat up to 30,000 apartments around the campus when everything is finished. And due to this fact, even data centers company want to come to our campus because they have the whole energy concept. And then data center companies being here, this supports, again, technology, novel kinds of approaches towards sustainability. So it is a circle. And talking about sustainability, I mean, there are so many things which are relevant in this field. And if I just pick out this industrial agriculture, there's one process to produce ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen. So it's called the Haber-Bosch process. And if you just look, this is used, the ammonia produced is used for fertilizers. And if you just look at this very one process, it is responsible for 2.80 of a percentage of the worldwide CO2 pollution. If you can optimize this one process alone, then perhaps you will reduce this by 1%. Are we talking in this decade? No. Next decade? I don't think so. But perhaps the decade after the next decade. And this is the long-term investment horizon we are looking forward to. So it's all about processes. And what are we doing today? We are using AI. We have been talking about AI. And AI has got a little bit of problem. First of all, to train and run complex AI models requires high computational resources. Secondly, to generalize these models and from their training environment to new unseen situation, this requires more and more data volume. And so to combine Moore's law is flattening out because the number of transistors can't be reduced anymore after 2 nanometers, then it's coming into the direction that the energy consumption used by classical computers is rising, and this has got an environmental impact. And this environmental impact is not that much known yet, but if you look at the moment ChatGPT has been introduced 1.5 years ago, the worldwide energy consumption for data center has been by 8%. You know where it is today, 1.5 years after? By 13% already, with some countries like Ireland, who are data center heavy, up to 17%. So this is a way which is not good. And this is the moment where quantum computing hopefully will bring a solution. So you see again, quantum computing and sustainability correlate very perfectly together. And it's the first time in history that computing power is bifurcated, that there are clear differences between classical computing and quantum computers. And so Alan was talking about quantum advantage or quantum utilization. So some companies are already there where they say that with quantum computing, results are better than with classical computers. And other companies are perhaps more in this field of opportunity, more on the left side, not there yet. But this is exactly the reason why we want to collaborate with different kind of companies. And with D-Wave, we definitely see that there are some problems we already can tackle and we can solve today. And this is important. Coming back to investment horizon, if you think at this chart where the future technologies have been showed, we also have, although the investment horizon might be 10 or 20 years, we also have to prove that we are on the right track. And this is where D-Wave is perfect for. So QuantumBasel is a company founded within the innovation campus of Uptown Basel. Our vision is to democratize the power of quantum computing and to make it easy and seamless for industry partners and universities to use this kind of technology. So this is our vision and mission, and we are as well completely owned by Dr. Thomas Stehelin. So back 1.5 years ago, when we founded the company, we started to collaborate with different kind of quantum hardware companies, because when you are privately invested and it's a novel technology, you can't just go into put all your eggs into one basket. So we said that we will have different companies we are collaborating with, although D-Wave is the most important one because D-Wave shows at results which we can use already. I come back to that afterwards. Secondly, AI, as mentioned before, it is important, and quantum and AI is something which will correlate. If AI, I've been at the World Economic Forum in Davos this year and last year as well, but this year, perhaps there were about AI was everywhere. And then there have been a few sessions about quantum as well. Last year, it was no session on quantum, just one. And so I think that quantum computing is like the oxygen in the fire AI, which is burning everywhere. So on our campus, by the end of this year, we will have also an installation in our data centers with nearly 1,000 NVIDIA GPUs. We are already now up to 250 by the end of this month. And so we want to play in both fields. We have quantum computing, we have AI, and some classical computing hardware as well. But what is the hardware if you do not have the intelligent software behind? And so we founded 1 year ago Chi Ventures, and right now, in this very moment, in Switzerland, Chi Venture is starting its second batch. Chi Venture is a startup accelerator founded. The first fund is 50 million and the second fund is 100 million Swiss francs dedicated only for quantum and AI startups. Right now, startups from all over the world are gathering at Uptown Basel and trying to find what kind of solutions could I use for these kind of use cases. So hardware and intelligent software. And we've got from Silicon Valley Plug and Play with ours as well. Plug and Play is more dedicated for sustainability. We are partnering with a lot of countries. I heard there are some people from South Korea here as well. Glad to chat with you afterwards. And Kai Venture is opening up in Calgary its second space offices where they are collaborating together with the local university. Then, talking about universities, what is the future when you do not have the employees and the knowledge? And so we are collaborating with a lot of universities. We are giving them away our hardware access, mostly for free at the beginning. So we want to teach, to educate students so that we will have the future workforce. In addition to that, we are also financing a chair for quantum computing in a local university. And we've got collaboration, as you can see, nearly all over the world. And with Bologna, this is very important because there is another supercomputer, Leonardo, and around the corner. And this is something which is interesting for ours as well. So you see, we've got the ecosystem. And what are we doing with that? We are conducting projects with industry partners, and we are doing training for them. So our main industries we are collaborating with is logistics, financial services, manufacturing, and we are in Basel, life science. Not every industry is here in the same time frame. If I look at life science, then it's perhaps 10 years plus, perhaps even more. If I look logistics, here we are. D-Wave is the optimal partner. And since we ever started, we made our name not just within Switzerland, that we are here on the map of Swiss quantum ecosystem, beside ETH, EPFL, the World Economic Forum. But when we start a project like the one I will talk about with Vinci, then newspapers like Bloomberg, Financial Times are reporting out of it. And Swiss television has been there as well, on the right corner, you see that. And they did a documentary about QuantumBasel and the vision behind it. And this documentary, 3 months ago, has been translated to English and Spanish, with the result that within 3 months, we already have about 2 million viewers and 15,000 likes and more than 1,500 comments on this single documentary. So this is something which is really interesting because we see that there's a lot of interest, and we try to, I heard Murray is the evangelist of D-Wave, so we try to evangelize a little bit this quantum computing as well. So we are conducting a lot of events. And one of them is the Global Quantum Symposium with D-Wave, where Murray was on stage and others as well, where we had about 15 countries from US, NSA, White House, NATO, World Economic Forum, but industry partners and university partners came along. So another important fact, we already heard about archives. We are publishing a lot in archives. So these are a few recent publications we did. And we have people who we heard about the Higgs model before. So some of our quantum physicists came from CERN, some came from Goldman Sachs, some came from IBM. So we've got the whole world covered. So at the end, what exactly are we doing? We are developing strategies for companies, how to tackle the subject of quantum and AI. We are trying to train them so that they are able and capable of using this kind of technology. And we are implementing projects, of which I will speak right now. And what we need, the customer provides ours with data, with the classical algorithms, with the domain experts, and QuantumBasel then enables this through experts like D-Wave, and we've got all these quantum hardware access, plus we've got with QPilot our own platform, which is agnostic, hardware agnostic, and can accelerate the programming of those kind of algorithms. So this is what we do. And based on these 4 customers, so QuantumBasel and D-Wave the typical customer fit, what we saw is companies who are really forward-thinking, who accept the fact that they could do something in terms of changing the industry, although it's not always right here already. And they heard something of quantum computing, be it by the evangelism of Murray or other people, and perhaps the best thing, they already have some use cases. And so we have this partnership with D-Wave to tackle exactly those kind of customers. And now I'm coming there where you want me to have. This is the projects we are delivering with our QPilot platform, with our expertise, together with the professional services of D-Wave, with the LEAP and hardware access we are gaining through, and the learning courses. When we look in the logistics industry, then we see quite a lot of, and industrial manufacturing, of potential problems we can tackle together. And you see some like last mile delivery, HVAC optimization, energy system planning, and so on. And I will now guide you through these 3 first projects we already are in the process or we finished. And I can't talk about next ones, but there are many next ones already in the pipeline. So let's start with HVAC. VINCI Energies creates bespoke multi-technical solution and services for energy, transport, and communication infrastructure, as well as buildings, factories, and so on and so forth. They've got more than 200,000 employees, and they thought about how could we use quantum computing. So we elaborated the strategy, and we came down with the help of their local quantum team. They down-selected from a long list of use cases to compute the design of HVAC systems for buildings. And if you imagine you've got a complex manufactory building, and when you look up, then you see all these pipes. And so the network generation of this kind, to simulate this kind of network, asks for high computational powers. And they have to be correctly connected, complying with safety and sustainability requirements. And so we run this through the quantum annealer, and the design process was very successful. Successful in a way that after the project has been finished, we saw that we needed less material. There has been less crossing, or the ducts have been shorter. So if there are less crossings, then you need less energy to flow through. And the simulation time went down from a couple of weeks to nearly immediately. So the efficiency gain and in this reduction was really good, and this is a case now we want to continue, not just in terms of we are in the talks of taking this now into production, but also what kind of other problems could be used within this broad portfolio we analyzed together with VINCI. So this is the first project which went really well, and the second one is Hermes. And Hermes, we are at the moment in the midst of the process of last mile route planning. So Hermes is one of the largest post-independent logistics services provider in Europe, and they want to optimize their delivery tours in order to help their drivers to be more efficient and provide the best possible service for their end customers. And by the way, a member of their team, Nina, is sitting here within the audience. I can't see her, but there are definitely some room for improvements because Nina arrived without her luggage. So if there is some optimization, or if there is an airline here, perhaps you can use quantum computing to optimize this process as well. So coming back to the case now, we are working together with the team of D-Wave and QuantumBasel to explore the optimal delivery tours for each of their 16,000 plus parcel shops to their parcel delivering. And the project aims to the increased delivery and operational efficiency. It also the goal is to reduce CO2 emissions. And what they have a process already, but now we are adding more variables and more restraints into that, like the range of electrical cars or special service delivery windows, and so on and so forth. And we are very keen to talk about this within a couple of weeks, hopefully, when we finish this. We formulated the problem, it looks very promising, and also what is important, they already are new ideas what else could be done with quantum computing alone with Hermes. So this is something where we think this is very fruitful. The next case is BKW. BKW, about roughly 4.5 billion turnover, an energy company in Switzerland. And the energy system planning problem which we tackled here is the combination or the optimization of solar panels with batteries with the electrical grid. And so we tried to make this complex mixture of discrete and continuous variable as well as on the to mix them together. And the problem was to model 15 minutes increments over a whole year. And so this combination is again quite intense, and the BKW already has a current solution for this problem, and so we run it with an annealer. And the result was at the end similar to today's system already. Yet the BKW already now saw what is possible, and we are now in the midst of evaluating the next use cases where they are now trained, they know how to use it, and now we are building up on that. So we gained a lot of valuable insights, the customer especially, and we are looking now how to schedule upgrades on the grid, on the electrical grid, or planning grid expansions. And BKW is also a producer of energy, so they've got their own power plants. So these are three use cases. One you see, dedicated, advantages given. The second one, in process, very optimistic to go there. And the third one showcased similar results to today, yet now we can build up on this knowledge. So what you see here is then, again, I've mentioned our QPilot platform. And why is this important? Because we are using we've got our own LLM, and we are using our own QPilot platform to accelerate the process of writing algorithms. Plus, we can use the algorithms then for classical or for quantum computer. We go both ways, and the future is hybrid anyway. And in addition to that, we used our QPilot to step into multiple projects with company industry partners in the field of AI. And I want to come back now, although this is my last slide, to one important point. The combination of AI and quantum is really important. And when we started, we thought we will start with all these kind of quantum projects, and that's great. Yet, it must be said that the AI is taking now the most budgets of the companies. And this is, on the one hand, a little bit a bummer for quantum projects. On the other hand, if you step in there and showcase how quantum computing, machine learning could potentially accelerate AI and perhaps even save energy, then you are on the right path. And this is, which CEO asks his business people, hey, what are you doing in quantum computing? But I think every CEO today is asking his people or her people, what are you doing in AI? So I think this is an opportunity for ours, because we can showcase, and we are in a research with a university exactly on quantum machine learning, how we can accelerate this. So to summarize, we at QuantumBasel are dedicated to bring the future today, to make it usable, to bring the right partners along, to collaborate with companies like D-Wave. Why D-Wave? Because we saw that D-Wave already is bringing the rubber to the ground. And for the first time in history, the computing is bifurcated. So there is a clear distinction between classical and quantum computing, as I said, and we see that with D-Wave, we are there on the right track to bring everything together. Thank you for for being here with me, and I will stay for the next 2 days, so I will be open for questions. Thank you.